Good evening, everyone. My name is Parikshit Khanna. As a part of Micro's IT solution team, we welcome everyone to the webinar on Internet of Things with digital marketing. We have the pleasure of having Mr. Vipin Jain with us. Mr. Vipin Jain is an international speaker and writer. He has spoken about all stages of software development. He has worked with many global teams and delivered many presentations in Europe. We are extremely pleased to have Mr. Vipin Jain with us. I would like Mr. Vipin Jain to grace the webinar with his expertise and his experience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Parikshit. These are quite heavy words, na? Grace the seminar. I'm just like a normal guy like you guys. A little bit more experienced and a little bit more white hair, I would say. But otherwise, we all are in the same thing. So, first of all, there is some background noise in my neighbor's house. So, is this affecting the voice or are you hearing it clearly?
Sir, I think everything is clear. I'm not hearing any noise.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Actually, because some drilling is going on and that noise is coming constantly into my ears. Okay, I got a message also. That's perfectly fine. So, hi all. Thanks for tuning in Thursday evening. So, this is good. I am a IT person. I am not a marketing guy, but of course, with my experience working with various customers and delivering lots of solutions to them, a little bit knowledge about IT and a little bit knowledge about marketing and their combination is there. So I suppose I'm going to talk about IoT, but I would also like to attach IoT with the latest technical skills and how these things go into marketing. So I'll try my best and I hope you guys get some good idea in next 20-25 minutes about how the modern day world of technology and marketing is working. So first of all, I believe every one of us and every one of you buy online. Do we have anyone who doesn't buy online? He can just write a comment. If there is no comment, I believe everyone buys online. Fine. We take it a yes that everyone buys online. Amazon, Flipkart, we do Uber, we do Airbnb, right? We do Geo, and we have all these. We pay online, phone pay, Paytm. We book railway tickets online, flight tickets online, make my trip, yatra, you name it. Whatever you want to do, you name it. There is a website for that. And then there is a credit card gateway, right, with which we pay. And then all the data gets somewhere stored. And next time when we log in, we see the same data again. So we feel that, oh, wow, this is so good. We are sitting at our home and everything gets delivered to us in the home itself. But do you realize what exactly is happening behind? So what is happening behind is we have slowly entered into what is called as the world of consumerism. So we are consumers. We consume from food to clothes to technology. New things keep coming in the market every day. And we are so used to buy these new things that we basically spend all the money and we still think that, oh, so you get something, you play with that thing for a few days and then you get bored of this because another thing came into market. So when we started our careers, internet was not there. Windows 95 just came into the market. Slowly I got internet, then I got my first mobile phone. There was nothing called as an iPhone. So my first mobile phone was a very small Nokia phone. At that time, Nokia was the biggest company. Motorola was one of the biggest companies, Samsung. And then slowly and steadily in last 15 years, I don't know what happened, but everything got online. So you buy a jacket, you wear it 5 times, and then suddenly you said, oh, I wore it for 5 times. I want a new jacket. And then you get a phone. Within 1 year, you get bored of the phone and you want a new phone, advanced phone, right? There is a television, and then there is a smart television. There is a car, there is a bigger car, there is a connected car. So we are not stopping at anything. We are not saying that, okay, this is fine. I got a car, I'm happy. I am happy if it's fine. But as soon as you take the car out on the road, you will see a bigger car. And then you save a lot of money to buy the bigger car. And then you drive that car very happily. And suddenly you see a SUV. And then you see a bigger SUV. And then you see a autonomous car Tesla, which drives without a driver. So we are just running into this race, and this is called as the world of consumerism. The companies understand this, and they spend billions and billions of dollars into marketing. But marketing cannot be done without any technology support. What kind of technology support we are giving them? I'll give you a very simple, realistic example. So you searched for, let's say, Nike shoe on Amazon. Fine. You just click certain links on Amazon. You see, okay, Nike shoe, and then you see Adidas, and then you see Skechers and other stuff. But you don't buy a shoe. Just entered into the Amazon, click few things, and then you stop. Then you open Facebook, or you open any other website, and suddenly all around the website, on the left corner and on the right corner, you will see advertisements of shoes. How does internet know? How does that particular website know that you were just looking for a shoe 5 minutes ago? Then you just go back to Amazon, change your search. Now start searching for, let's say, a protein shake, right? You go back to the other websites, keep surfing. 5-10 minutes later, the shoe ads are gone, and suddenly protein shakes and vitamins and these type of ads start coming in. How it is happening? All the clicks, all the searches that you are doing online, they are getting stored, they are getting recorded, they are getting analyzed, and then they are getting processed within 5 minutes. You are not the only person who is doing these clicks. There are millions of people on Amazon at any given point of time. Imagine the amount of data they are producing. Imagine the amount of data that is getting saved into databases. And imagine the algorithms which work on those data. And then they say that Vipin is recently searching for this. And then they look into their database and they see 100 shoe companies, and all the shoe company advertisements suddenly come onto your screens. All these happens within 5 to 10 minutes. Look at the speed. So what is ruling this entire world right now? It's the data. So we are producing billions of bytes of data. It is getting stored, it is getting processed, and then the data, the processed data, which is the information, it comes back to you on your phones, on your websites, and on your laptop screens. So all the modern day technologies that people talk about, if you heard of artificial intelligence, you heard of machine language, you might have heard of IoT, Internet of Things, right? All these things are interconnected. How many of you know about big data? How many of you heard about big data? What this is a line, is it yes or no? Lakshya Bansal is writing something. Dinesh Kumar, yes. So you know about big data, fine. Now people think these 4 technologies, IoT, big data, AI, machine learning, all these are different things. But these are not different things. The world leaders, the big market guys, they have played very smartly. So I take you back to 2010. Not very far, 2010. You all were, I would say, quite young. You are still young, but at that time you were still very young. But you still have an internet-enabled phone in your hand. 12 years back, right? You have a smaller phone, maybe less powered. I think internet was at that time 2G. Now we are talking about 5G. So it was 2G at that time. But what was happening? try to see the entire picture. So Mukesh Ambani from India, he started saying that everyone in India should have a phone. And he launched Reliance Phone. Within couple of years, even the shopkeepers, even the fruit sellers, even I would say the beggars on the street, they also have those small Reliance phones. Fine. So you have a device with you. Then device will not work without a good internet infrastructure. On 2G, you cannot download a movie, let's say. So in last 10 years, internet speeds, internet bandwidths, they have changed from 2G to 5G on your phones. When I used to download a 5 MB song in 2008 or 2007, it was very lucky if you download the entire song without any breaking of internet. And today you can download a 3 GB movie in like what, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, even on your phone. And when you talk about laptop and you talk about the Wi-Fi's, right, the broadbands, they are even faster. We are doing a video call. Every one of you is connected. You are like what, 27 people. It can be 270 people, but the internet will remain smooth. So after phone, the next step was give a very strong, matured internet infrastructure to everyone. The costs were lowered. And I think maybe some of you might have seen this, like if 2008 or 10, someone asked your phone, can I make a call? And we were like, it's a 2 rupee call or it's a 3 rupee call. है ना, मेरे पैसे लग जाएंगे, something like that. And what is today's situation? Do you even think like what is your call cost is? You just recharge your mobile and then use it infinitely. Infinite internet, infinite calling. No one is keeping track of how many minutes you are talking. National, international, doesn't matter. This is the kind of things that got changed. So fast mobiles, fast internet. Then make internet available in every corner of the world. So earlier it's like, okay, I'm in a Jaipur city, so internet is working. Then I'm driving from Jaipur to Delhi, and then there are some areas in between which are small villages. So internet is not working. This thing is removed now. You start your car, you connect the Spotify to your car, or आप पूरे रास्ते just keep listening Spotify, which is running on internet. And this is not just Jaipur to Delhi. You go from Jaipur to Jaisalmer, you go from Jaipur to South, you even go to Leh Ladakh, internet is there. And this is India. You talk about the bigger countries in the world, internet is there. Fine. So the entire world now connected on internet. Then everything in the world is IoTized. What is meant by IoTized? IoT is made so that human error can be removed from collecting data. So IoT is all about sensors. Whatever we are doing, there are certain sensors which are capturing the motion, and it is converting that motion into data and transferring over these strong internet lines to some database. I'll come to the database part little later. So for example, and how the things changed. So everyone had a watch. Now everyone has a smartwatch. I had television. You guys have smart television. I had car. You might have a smart car. I had a washing machine. You have a smart washing machine. So in my days, smart means I wake up, I do the shaving, I stand in front of the mirror, comb my hair, and then I see, oh yes, I'm looking smart. But in your era, smart means how many smart devices you are having. And we are just buying those devices without applying any mind. A smartwatch, it's just a fashion. How many of you are, after taking a smartwatch, everyone started walking, everyone started doing gymming, everyone started doing jogging, because we want to show off, okay, oh, today I burned 1,000 calories. How you are sure that you burned 1,000 calories? How you tested it? Or it said like, my heartbeat is 100, I need to slow. Did you check your heartbeat with a stethoscope? या किसी डॉक्टर के पास आप लोग गए कि ओके डॉक्टर कैन यू जस्ट कंफर्म माय हार्टबीट बिकॉज माय स्मार्ट वॉच इज शोइंग दैट माय हार्टबीट इज 100. So these are useful devices. I'm not saying they are waste devices, but many of us are just buying these devices because everyone is buying. That's why we are buying these. But the world has changed. And then it has produced so much data, literally so much data, then that you require database to handle that. Earlier, it was SQL Server. Then it has its limitations. Oracle came in. Oracle is supposed to be one of the best and biggest databases in the world. It also had limitations. Then we went into cloud, right? And in the cloud, we somehow found out this so-called unlimited database, big data. So big data also started getting popular in 2010s because phone was there, because internet was there, because IoT devices were there, which were producing a lot of data. So that data needs to be stored somewhere. So the world developed big data. So now all this data gets stored into big data. And if you have billions of data, you need to have a certain sense of intelligence to process that data. Now, human intelligence, no one can match that. That's a fact. Machine is a machine, but my mind is my mind. And as Einstein has said, you cannot even use 23% of your mind in the entire life. And this is the highest. A normal person just uses 12 to 15% of his total mind capacity in the entire life. So just imagine if you use somehow your entire capacity of the mind, what can you do? But what we are doing is we are saying, no, we just build machines which has something called artificial intelligence. And AI is so smart that you have robots, you have algorithms, and AI just processes that billions of bytes which is stored in those big data, which is produced by the IoT devices. Now, AI is producing the data, processing this data, and then there are billions of softwares in every aspect. So, for example, if you talk about sales and marketing, Google has a lot of work which has done here. So, for example, Google Analytics. Google Analytics are used to track like how many customers visited my website, which page they visited the most. Is my website ranking the number 1 or number 5 or number 10? So analytics give all these information to us. Fine. Similarly, there is a software called as Power BI, which is used to create brilliant analytical graphics and all this, which is a very good marketing tool where you put all your data and it gives you a lot of projections. Like if this is today's data, this is tomorrow's data, what can be the data 3 days later? And based on these projections, smart sales and marketing guys can plan their future strategies. And because everything is in place, that is why, all these sales things that come up. So 26th January is coming. Everyone knows that people in India will be at home. 26th January is not a festival. So we are not going out. We are at home. So which means last so many years, they have seen that more shopping is done online. For example, more shopping is done in these 2 or 3 days. So based on that experience, they are giving a lot of sales, a lot of lot of sale into these days. And as soon as 26th January is gone, suddenly the prices are back to normal. Then 15th August, again, the sale comes. So we never think, we just go out in the market and we see on the shop 60% sale, 30% sale. But it is not on the 365 days. If it is a 365-day sale, then believe me, that is not the exact prices they have quoted. They just print a price, 300, and they give you, 50% sale, but the real price is 150 only. But if you go to big brands, if you go to Ajio, if you go to Myntra and all these, they have fixed 8 times in the entire year when there is a sale. Now, how do they decide on these times? Like why 26th January? Why Diwali? Why 15th August? Why not 27th March? Why not 11th of September? Because past data, which is stored in big data and which hum log process karke, we identify those patterns. So sale alag time pe, on different times, even in the same day also, there are certain times when you get good deals. There are certain times when you don't get good deals. So there are shopping patterns which is available to every marketing company. So the marketing teams has this role to look at the data, process the data, identify patterns. I give you a very real life example of a coffee machine which I saw in US. So let's say there is a coffee machine in my on my table or on your table. Okay, there are 3 or 4 buttons. First button is cappuccino, second button is latte, third button is americano. Now you go in front of the machine on Monday. You put your cup below the nozzle. You press cappuccino. Coffee will come. You have the coffee. That's fine. Now you go to on Wednesday. Press cappuccino. Put the cup. You get the coffee. You drink it. You go 2 months later. Same machine. Same buttons. Cappuccino. This that. So you go 1,000 times in a year, or 1,000 times for next 5 years. You will get exact same coffee, exact same taste, no changes, because you are doing exact same things. Cup, press cappuccino button, stay for 1 minute, coffee will come. I saw an IoTized coffee machine in one of the customer's website where I was, customer site where I was for 2 weeks. So I went there, and Monday I joined the office. I went to the customer and he said, "Oh, Vipin, glad you are here. This is the agenda for our meetings today. Do you want to have a coffee?" Yeah, sure. Why not? So we went to a coffee machine, lovely machine. And suddenly there was a voice, "Welcome. This looks like a new face. How are you?" And I was like, "From where this voice is coming?" And he said, "The machine is talking." So I said, "Okay." He said, "Vipin, stand here." So there was a red circle right in front of the coffee machine on floor. He said, "Please stand here." I stand here. There was just a quick click of my face. And then he said, "Vipin, what kind of coffee would you like to have?" I said, "Cappuccino. I'm a cappuccino guy, so I take cappuccino." How much sugar, all these. There were a lot of buttons. I pressed them. Fine. Next day, I went again. I said, "Okay, Tuesday morning, let's get to a coffee." And suddenly, "Hey, Vipin, would you like to have your same coffee that you ordered yesterday?" The machine was talking to me. And I was like, how this machine is doing? So what it did, it clicked my pick. Fine. The pick got stored into company's database, because that company has 1,000 employees. So there was a company's database. So my pick also got stored there. And then, because I was a guest there, so my name and my email address and my phone number was also stored in the company's database. So pick was put against this data. Then the machine recorded what are the steps that I performed on the coffee machine. So I pressed cappuccino, I pressed single sugar, I pressed double shot, I went for a small cup. Everything was recorded and got stored. Next day when I went, the camera took a pic of me, scanned me. It didn't click a pic, it scanned my face. And that image was created. Image was immediately pushed inside the database. There was an image mapping of all the 1,000 records. One record, my image was same, and that was my own record. And then what was written with that record? Vipin Jain, phone number this, email address this. Took coffee, last coffee, Monday, this date, at this time, cappuccino. And machine just said, "Hey Vipin, you ordered cappuccino yesterday. Would you like the same?" And I said, yes. I verbally said yes, right? No buttons were pressed. I got exact same coffee. Third day I went, same thing happened. It looks like you love cappuccino a lot because you are having cappuccino for last 2 days. Would you like the same again? I said no. He said, "Okay, what would you like to have?" So now I pressed a different buttons. So the third day I pressed different buttons, and all those that button click, it got stored into the database. When I went fourth day, it's like, "It looks like you are a cappuccino guy, but yesterday you got an Americano. Should I give you another Americano?" So it feels like, it's a very unique experience. It's a customized experience for me only. It doesn't matter what Parikshit drinks. It doesn't matter what someone XYZ drinks. The machine is like my own machine. This is my personal machine. And if you go in front of them, it becomes your personal machine. That is the sensors they are working. This is the kind of data they are collecting. It's a very minute data. And I was talking to the customers and they said, "Vipin, this is not only the data that they are storing. They are even capturing your face expressions. You look happy, you look sad, you look anxious, you look pressurized. It is even storing these kind of data." Because Monday morning when you go to office, no one wants to go to office. So you feel sad. Friday afternoon, yes, because I want to go to a party today. Iske baad, there is a 2-day weekend. So expression changes on your face. The machine is even recording that. And this, I believe, is a simple kind of machine. And I believe there are hundreds of much advanced machines in the world, right? You must have seen, I think, these uh, glasses frames website like Lenscard, for example. You online ordering, you just stand in front of it, the camera takes a snapshot, and then you click on a icon of a particular glass, and on your photo the glass comes, and you can actually see that this looks good, this doesn't look good, and then you finalize it. This is a personalized experience that website is giving to you. So how they are able to do that? Because they are collecting and storing all these data. And this data can be used for various analysis, whether it is for marketing, whether it is for pharmaceuticals, whether it is for manufacturing. But whatever you do, I believe many of you are like marketing students or sales students or thinking like you will be becoming big marketing guys and other stuff. One thing which you always need is data. Without data, you cannot project anything. Without data, you cannot say that last 10 days this is happening, so 11th day this is supposed to happen, right? All these weather forecast that is happening, this is coming from last 10-year data. Last 10 years, we read it in every day in newspaper, right? The temperatures are going down. Last year this happened, this year this happened, last year this happened, this year this happened, something like that. So why they are constantly saying last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Because they have that data. If they don't have that data, how will they say that last year this happened? And every one of us already collects data. It's not that only internet is there, that's why we are collecting data. I think many of you must have stored all your mark sheets from class 1 till now, right? Just as a remembrance. When I was in first, I stored 80%. When I was in 10th, I was topper, which is fine. But ultimately what you have done, you have collected data. You have stored the data into a file. You have arranged the data in a certain order, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Now what I'm doing, I'm taking all this data, scan the copies and putting into some online database on the cloud, which is big data, right? So because that is just 10-year data, you can process it very quickly. You have your human intelligence. But assuming all your school's data for last 10 years from class 1 to 10 of every student is put in front of you and say that, please give me who scored the highest in year 2013 in class 7. It will be hard for you. And you will say, I need some kind of computer support where I can feed all the data and then I can just press certain queries and the data comes back to me. Excel, one of the best softwares ever made. On what thing Excel works? Data. All these VLOOKUPs, HLOOKUPs, right? Pivot tables. What are you doing? You are analyzing this data using inbuilt Excel functions to get a different kind of view on the data, right? But still that data is few hundred records, few thousand records. World does not run on few thousand records. World runs on few millions of records, few billions of records. Amazon, how many clicks per second you can imagine? Facebook, how many bytes of data, how many gigabytes of data gets uploaded to Facebook every day? How many tweets are sent every minute in this world? Just imagine how many hits Indian Railways website take per day, right? These are not few hundred hits. These are not few hundred megabytes. Billions of bytes, billions of this. Facebook stores your data for last 15 years. From the day you have joined, every photo is there, every like is there, every comment is there. How it is able to store everything? And still, I never faced that. I logged into Facebook and someone else's data comes in. I never faced that. I logged in, it's my data. I logged into Twitter, it's my tweets. I logged into Insta, it's my posts. I never saw that. I logged in and I am seeing Parikshit's photo. It was not there. And these are just 2 or 3 softwares I'm talking about. There are millions of softwares that we are using. Spotify, brilliant example. it has millions of records. And then you create your own playlists out of those million records, and you only hear those. And if you want to search for something else, you go at something. So I think that this is a plan made by all the bigger companies way back in 2008 or 9. And then they thought how we reach 2022. So we need good smartphones, good internet, sensors to pick data. We don't rely on human beings to pick data because they can make mistakes. We need a storage place where we need put all that amount of data. Then we need very smart algorithms, artificial intelligence to process that data. And then we need a lot of marketing softwares. And marketing does not mean just going into market and selling something. It's pharmaceuticals, it's hospital data, any kind of data which analyzes and then comes up with certain solutions, some ideas, something like that. So this is, each one of us is actually doing the same thing, but on a very, very small scale. Very small scale. You have 10 records, 15 records, something like that. I want to take these 15 records to 15 billion records in a same day. This cannot be done by using humans only. But remember, humans are the only people who have developed everything. So there is a lot of discussion going on LinkedIn and everywhere that now artificial intelligence is there, so we won't require humans. So AI will not replace human beings. It's the approach of working on AI that will replace human beings. So person who can work with AI might replace a person who cannot work with AI. Right? But AI cannot replace me. Who has developed AI? AI has not made me. I have made AI. I can stop AI anytime. I can stop IoTs anytime. Right? And one thing which I also want to mention, the hackers, one of the most brilliant programmers on this earth. The biggest technicians are these hackers, because all these technologies are made with world's topmost companies have put hours and hours of work and billions of dollars, and God knows how much security put into all these. Like example, I said, I logged into Facebook and I see only my pics, or I logged into Insta and I see only my post. That's a safety thing, right? I cannot see yours, or you cannot see mine. If I block you, you cannot see mine. But hackers, they are above all these boundaries, above all these security things. They can enter anywhere. Doesn't matter how many locks you put, how many things you put, right? So that is another breed that is, with as technology is growing up, this breed is also going up. And it is very popularly said these days that, all these fight that is happening between Russia and Ukraine and those thousands of missiles that have been thrown, you don't need to do that. Actually, you don't need to kill people using warfares. Just hack their data. As simple as that. Hack the data. Many cities in the world are smart cities, which means their entire electric systems, their entire gas systems is being controlled by devices. So if there is day, electricity will automatically go off. If there is night, electricity will automatically come up. Fine. If I can hack this and I just stop electricity, so many industries will automatically stop. Your metros will stop. I'll stop internet. What will happen? We see these things sometimes in Rajasthan, right? When these police exams and certain happen, they stop internet for 2 days. Uber stops, Swiggy stops, everything stops, right? And suddenly we go back to something like non-internet age. So the world wars, you have to fight a world war, you have to defeat a country, just take control of their entire internet. So these are the harmful effects of going into these kind of technologies. But I just want to give you this a small idea, but I don't want to go into that negative thing. Let's make use of technology to the best of our abilities. Let's make use of technology for making the world a very, very good place to live in. And remember, you guys are, some of you or every one of you are the users of this technology as well as the developers of this technology, right? So make sure that what is your role, play that role completely. There are many, many small things that you can do um, don't send unnecessary emails, don't post unnecessary tweets. They all take energy. So in nutshell, what I wanted to say is IoT, AI, machine language, big data, all these things are made by human beings for our own use, right? So make use of them, analyze this data to the best of your capabilities, and use that processed data for, like in whatever job you are, for taking that job to the next level. This is what I had to talk about right now. I'm open to some questions if we have time. Parikshit?
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for such an informative webinar. This session highlight on how IoT could help businesses better analyze and interpret data to drive more targeted and effective campaigns. And I think it also talk about how data analytics and algorithm and AI is changing the whole landscape. It's time for Q&A session. I will like everyone to share their questions via chat, or you can raise your hand. I will unmute you. So we have Lakshya. Lakshya, please, you are like, I've sent you the unmute link. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving me an opportunity to ask some questions. So, hello, sir. So, my question is, how IoT helps in maintaining privacy?
IoT doesn't helps in making privacy or your is basically the security mechanisms that we put into establishing IoT, which helps make your data like private or safe from hackers. So if you know a little bit about IoT is not just a single software or hardware. It's a mesh of networks. So there are physical devices placed across the world which get connected to each other either using physical wires or through wireless technologies, right?
Yes, sir.
Then different IoT devices, they come from different manufacturers, which means there is a sort of protocol with which they both get talking to each other. The data is moving over various channels, as I said, wirelessly or physically, on physical wires. So security mechanisms have to be applied at the device level, at the data level, at the database level, at the processing level. And then on top of everything, if some device is non-functioning, it's a general practice is people just remove that device and replace it with another device. We just have to ensure that the entire structure, entire network is running smoothly. But what mistakes we do is the device which is removed, it is removed from this connection, but it is not removed from internet presence. All these bots which these hackers use, these bots keep surfing the entire internet, and wherever they see an unused device which is still connected to some internet, they gain access to it and they get inside it. So security in this case, because if it is a hardware, I can put it inside a lock. I can keep a physical guard in front of it, or I can lock the door or something like that. But this is not a particular server, or the old age server where there is a physical machine. So it's a combination of everything, and hence the security itself is a huge challenge. In fact, I got lucky to present a couple of papers just on the securing IoT devices on European stages. My entire talk was only about the security aspect. So this is a huge thing. If you want, you can message me on LinkedIn, as like people are writing that they are following me, and I can share the talk because I have the video of that. I can share the link. You can just go to YouTube and you can easily see like what I talked about this. And you still have questions, you can always ping me on LinkedIn. I am almost available there, so I can answer you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how IoT helpful in digital marketing field?
As I said, leave aside everything, how IoT connects to this world and what are the applications of IoT. One thing which is common across the world in every application is IoT produces data, right? Every kind of data. And what is that data? It is basically all the user actions that is we are doing. So you are going into a mall. What is your shopping experiences? What is your shopping patterns, right? What kind of brands you generally purchase, what kind of cost range you generally purchase in. So after a couple of shoppings, me as a marketing guy, I might have this data that you love red and blue color t-shirts, you love a round collar t-shirt rather than a collar t-shirt, and you love full sleeve shirts, but you don't like red. Your cost range is 1000 to 2000, and you like Ellen Solly, you may not like blackberries. Now, based on this data, I can create personalized sale experiences to you. And you will see that on your phone, on your mobile, SMS messages, these days, WhatsApp messages suddenly come, and we see that, oh, how these guys know. So you can see a message from Ellen Solly, thanks for shopping that day. We have a sale where we are offering you a lot of round t-shirts, round neck t-shirts. And because you know, you love these things, you say that, oh, this is good. And this advertisement might get converted into another sale for Ellen Solly. So that is how it is helping in marketing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you, I think all of you must have seen these WhatsApp advertisements these days.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how does WhatsApp guys know that what you like? I generally like these Christmas cakes, plum cakes. And last 3 or 4 years, I am always ordering at Christmas time, and these cakes come from Mumbai. So this year, even like almost 2 months ago, before Christmas, I already got that advertisement on my WhatsApp, and I just clicked that link and I got that. I don't have to go to the website and myself remembering that, oh, this is Christmas, I should order the cake. They are already telling me that, Vipin, you are doing this for last 3 years. Let's do it for the 4th year also. And I did that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lakshya, for asking the question. We have a second question from Mr. Shiv. How IoT can help small scale industries?
What kind of small scale industries?
I think basically about IT or someone who is like e-commerce small, someone who is just starting with the e-commerce.
Look, if
business.
Again, I think the answer remains the same. Even if it's a small e-commerce, let's compare Amazon with the local grocery store in your colony. Fine. The local grocery store is just a very small store. Now, in the COVID times, what happened is these guys started sending all these stuff to your doorsteps. You give orders on phone, right? And they say that you don't have to come. Someone from our house will come. So basically, when the consumers are not going towards the business is coming to their doorsteps. This is a live example of this Swiggy and all that stuff. I cannot go back to what is called, for example, going to, let's say, Pizza Hut or something. So they say, okay, Swiggy delivers to you at your doorstep. So this is an example of where business comes to your doorstep, right? So big or small, it doesn't matter. If someone is using certain kind of data to analyze what their consumers want, what their consumers prefer, you can always use IoT. It again depends on if it's a small store, they might not use IoT because creating that infrastructure is costly. They still have to put many lakhs of rupees in creating that entire infrastructure, putting the servers and putting artificial intelligence and pattern matching algorithms and other stuff, because their customer base is just like 100 houses in the local area. So if you're talking about an industry, the industry also have to see that what is their customer base, how many people they want to reach, and whether putting some amount into creating an IoT infrastructure is beneficial, so that the amount of, so it's like how much money you put in as an investment and what is the amount you are getting back as your profits. So for Amazon, it would be easier, right? It's a $1 billion company. For a local grocery store, it may not be. But still, they are collecting data without using IoT. If you go to small restaurants, you must have seen that at the exits, they have kept a small visitors book, right? Where they say that, how did you like? Please enter your name and address and your phone number. What they are doing? They are collecting customers' data. And then they'll someday call you and say that, sir, we have moved from this place to another place. Would you like to visit us again? Or we have this sale. Would you like to visit us again? So they are not using any technology. They are just using phone, but still they are collecting data. Their data may be just 100 records. So, but the concept remains the same. At the end of the day, we want certain data, iotized or non-iotized, doesn't matter. And then we want to see the data, analyze the data, and we want to find that who are the people who are our biggest buyers. So if you are buying 10,000 rupees of sugar and salt and biscuits and Maggie every month from certain grocery people, when you go there 2 or 3 times continuously, they will give you a warm welcome. Oh, Vipin has come. Yes, sir, please seat it. हाँ नहीं सर, आप थैला हमें दे दीजिए, हम भर के ला देंगे इसके अंदर, आप बैठे रहिए. Because I am giving them that kind of business. If you every month you just go and buy a single loaf of bread of 40 rupees, you won't get that kind of thing. आप उनको फोन करके बोलो एक ब्रेड घर भेज देंगे क्या? They won't. आप उनको बोलेंगे ठीक है मैं आपको 20 आइटम दे रहा हूँ जिनका टोटल प्राइस 3764 है, ये आप घर भेज देंगे? They will do. क्योंकि जिस टाइम पे they will the amount of the fuel that they will burn into their bike or something, that is much more than the profits, that is much less than the profits they are making. So they say yes, that is fine. But if you ask for a bread, क्या मेरे घर पहुंचा देंगे? वो बोलेंगे यार 5 रुपए का तो मार्जिन होता है ब्रेड में, 10 रुपए का पेट्रोल हम जला देंगे. नो, दिस कांट बी डन, आपको यहीं आना पड़ेगा. These are the kind of things. So it depends what kind of business and what is the scaling you are looking at, but the concept remains the same. Collect data, analyze it, find your customers, and then reach out to those customers with your best offers.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback about the question. We have third question from Sonam Singh. Which programming language is better for IoT?
So again, IoT is a collection of software, hardware, wires, your broadbands, your firmwares, and all other stuff. So there is not a single language, right? The protocols that are made, these are industry standards. So for example, XMPPs, MTPPs, these are MIPPs. These are the protocols with which two IoT devices, they connect with each other. They talk to each other. Talking means they exchange data. So if I have 1,000 devices in my house, right? So every device transfers data to another device, and ultimately everything reaches to a certain database. So data is not a physical thing. कि हम एक दूसरे को हाथ में देते जाएं, ऐसा तो है नहीं. The data is flowing. In fact, where I am sitting right now and where you are sitting right now, billions of bytes of data is just flowing in this room. We can't see that. हम लोग जो ये बात कर रहे हैं, I am just speaking wirelessly. मैंने इवन कोई हेडफोन भी नहीं लगा रखा है, right? But my signals are being captured by this laptop and transferred to you over a wireless line. So the data is moving, the data is flowing. And there are, I don't know how many people are talking on top of me, because ऊपर की फ्लोर पे हो सकता है कोई फोन कर रहा है, पड़ोस में कोई फोन कर रहा है. The signals are just moving. Okay. So softwares directly वो वाले नहीं है, but these days C is getting very popular again. If you have heard of something called as low code or no code softwares. So this is a very popular term where we just say that we can create complex softwares using literally no code. So drag and drop things and other stuff. So these languages are coming back. Any language which is basically working with the low level, right? Your hardware. If you can control your hardware using languages, these have to be low level languages. If you go to languages like the Java one and other stuff, what happens is they are built on top of certain things. So when you write something code in Java, they have to parse through all these layers and then hit your servers. So these are the things.
Thank you so much, sir. We have last question from Kush. Kush, I am unmuting you. Please, you can unmute your mic to ask a question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So my question is for the security purpose. Like as you just told us, if we simply search something on Amazon and just close it up the website and went somewhere else on another website, we will see the same kind of ad of that product. But
Yes.
for an example, if I stored something really private on some website like on cloud, so is that mean my data is still not that safe? Because like anyone can access to it by like purchase my data as well.
Yes, that is true. This is true. So basically, look, your data is just like your money in a bank, right? We put the money in the bank feeling that the money is safe, right? And then I want, whenever I put my ATM card in the machine, I can withdraw that amount of money which is present in my bank. Of course, I would love to withdraw more than what I have in my bank, but the security mechanism doesn't allow me. So if I have 1,000 rupees in my bank, I cannot withdraw more than 1,000. That's the first requirement, and we just do it blindly. We believe that this is perfectly fine. The banking system, the banking security, the guards, the ATM security, the pins, the OTPs, everything is working perfectly fine because we are not yet victim of any problem. But then there are things where you receive a message on your phone, you click on the link, just clicking on the link, your bank account is empty. These episodes come every day in newspapers. They will say, I'm calling from Axis Bank, आपके पास एक OTP आया है, OTP बता दीजिए. आपने सिर्फ OTP बताया, and suddenly you get another message, 10,000 rupees has been deducted. Which means even the banking system has a lot of loopholes, which we do not understand, and we are supposed to be technical people. And people who are understanding it and making fun of the entire system, we can't even catch them. They are supposed to be illiterate people. जहां से ये पकड़ के आ रहे हैं, बिहार से, राजस्थान के गांवों से, they know the loopholes. Now relate this thing to your data. So we save data. I put pictures on Facebook. I put pictures on Insta. I put मेरे फोन के अंदर ही lot of मेरा private stuff है, right? मेरे banking का data है and everything. And what I feel is no one can break my phone. And then iPhone comes in and iPhone से हमारा security mechanism और भी strong है. तो हम face mechanisms ले आते हैं. We have this thumbnail impressions. We have this patterns जो हम draw करते हैं उसके ऊपर. And what I feel is मेरा phone is invincible. No one can break my phone. And then आपके friends में someone can just take a phone, try something और वो उसको खोल के दे देगा, ये लो आपका phone. तो this is a device जो पूरे टाइम आपके हाथ में रहता है. Still people outside can gain access to your data. Now think like databases जो cloud में हैं, वहां पे billions and billions of bytes of data है. And I ask you a question, if you are a robber, अगर आप एक डाकू हो, ठीक है, आप गन पॉइंट पे किसको लूटना पसंद करोगे? लाल बत्ती पे एक जो आदमी भीख मांग के दिन भर में 50 रुपए इकट्ठे कर रहा है, या फिर वो बैंक जिसके अंदर करोड़ों रुपए पड़े? ऑफ कोर्स बैंक, राइट? आपने मैसेज किया है यहाँ पे. सो जो डेटा क्लाउड में पड़ा है, दैट इज द बैंक. और जो डेटा ये मेरे फोन पर है, दिस इज जस्ट लाइक दैट भिखारी थिंग, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ मेरा डेटा है. आई एम वन पर्सन, देर आर 7 बिलियन पीपल आउट मेरे घर के बाहर. फेसबुक के मतलब यू जस्ट सर्च गूगल फॉर दीज थिंग्स और आपको ये मिलेगा कि हाउ मच डेटा इज मूव टू फेसबुक एवरी डे, हाउ मच डेटा इज पुट इन ट्विटर एवरी डे, है ना? आपको जो साइज मिलेगी ना उनकी, यू विल बी एस्टोनिश्ड. और मैं आपको उसका एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ, विच आई जस्ट हर्ड इन अ कॉन्फ्रेंस इन स्पेन लास्ट ईयर अक्टूबर में. देयर वाज अ lady from Netherlands and another one from India who actually presented this, something called as green IoT, if you have heard this term. तो अभी this has become very popular because हम लोग एक rat race के अंदर भाग रहे हैं and we are making better and better IoT devices every day. But we just forgot that every IoT device is actually producing certain energy and consuming certain energy. ये एनर्जी आएगी कहां से? एंड आप लोगों को आइडिया भी नहीं होगा. हम लोग किसी वेबसाइट पे जाते हैं एंड हम कुछ एक फॉर्म भरते हैं और नीचे एक चेकबॉक्स होता है जिसको चेक किए बिना यू कैन नॉट मूव फॉरवर्ड, विच मीन्स यू एग्री टू ऑल द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस ऑफ दैट वेबसाइट. एंड फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट डे ऑनवर्ड्स यू विल स्टार्ट रिसीविंग ईमेल्स फ्रॉम दैट वेबसाइट. ठीक है, ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. हम लोग कहते हैं अरे यार ये रोज मुझे तंग कर रहा है, हम उसको स्पैम क्लिक कर देते हैं. यार अब वो ईमेल जब भी आएगी वो स्पैम बॉक्स में चली जाएगी. दिस इज नॉट अ गुड वे. क्योंकि एनर्जी तो तब भी वेस्ट हो रही है जब एक मेल भेजना एनर्जी चाहिए होती है उसको. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, हर मेल में नीचे एक अनसब्सक्राइब का लिंक होता है. आप अनसब्सक्राइब पे क्लिक करके उस मेल का आने का प्रोसेस ही स्टॉप करवा दीजिए. अदरवाइज दिस इज अ स्टडी दैट द अमाउंट ऑफ ईमेल्स सेंट इन अ डे इन द एंटायर वर्ल्ड, एनी 24 आवर्स यू पिक, उसमें जितनी एनर्जी लगती है वो एनर्जी एक रॉकेट में डाल के आई कैन मेक 13 टू एंड फ्रो ट्रिप्स टू मून. इतनी एनर्जी अब हम एक दिन में ईमेल्स भेजने में लगा देते हैं. आप मून के 13 चक्कर काट के आ सकते हैं उसका फ्यूल बना के. नाउ यू इमेजिन, एंड ये मैं कोई हवा में फिगर नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मे बी 13 का 12 हो सकता है, 11 हो सकता है, बट दीज आर थिंग्स. जस्ट सर्च, जस्ट डू गूगल फॉर ऑल दिस. सो सिक्योरिटी तो इज ऑलवेज ए कंसर्न रहेगा, है ना. हम नए नए चीजें बनाते जाएंगे, नई नई चीजें बनती जाएंगी. जितना नई चीजें बनेंगी हैकर्स के लिए उतना ही बढ़िया चैलेंज आएगा. अच्छा अब ऐसे आ गया, चलो मैं नई चीज करता हूँ, तो वो चोर और पुलिस वाला जो खेल होता है ना, दिस कैन नेवर स्टॉप. बट व्हाट यू कैन डू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, जैसे कुकीज हैं. हर वेबसाइट से पहले आजकल एक एक्सेप्ट कुकीज का ऑप्शन आता है. अगर वो वेबसाइट आपने ऐसी शौकिया खोली है, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू ओपन इट एवरी डे और समथिंग, डोंट एक्सेप्ट कुकीज. हम अपने लैपटॉप को क्यों एक्सेस दे रहे हैं किसी को? अगर आप अपना काम बंद करके सो गए हैं, जो भी है, मेरी खुद की खैर खराब आदत है, मेरा लैपटॉप इंटरनेट पे रहता है पूरे टाइम, है ना, बट स्विच ऑफ द वाईफाई. मैं भी नहीं करता. मैं हालांकि ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ बट मैं नहीं करता. मेरे घर में ब्रॉडबैंड 24 घंटे ऑन रहता है, बट मेरा ब्रॉडबैंड पासवर्ड प्रोटेक्टेड है. आपको कई जगहों पे फ्री वाईफाई मिल जाएगा, दुकानों के बाहर, घर के बाहर चलते हुए आपका फोन अचानक से कैच कर लेता है. सो हम क्यों मौका देंगे किसी को करने का? सो जहां जहां भी पॉसिबल है, पैटर्न मैचिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, जस्ट यूज दोज थिंग्स. जितना यूज है, जब यूज नहीं है स्टॉप इट. और कुछ नहीं तो एटलीस्ट लैपटॉप का फ्लैप डाउन कर दो. डोंट स्टे ऑनलाइन फुल टाइम. बड़ा मजा आता है, अब मैं मूवी देख रहा हूँ, मूवी खत्म हुई, अब मैं ये चला गया, अब मैं ओटीटी पे आ गया, अब मैं रात को 2 बजे भी मैसेजेस कर रहा हूँ. ग्रेट, आप कर सकते हो, आपकी बॉडी अलाउ करती है, वेरी गुड. बट जितना एक्सपोजर आप अपने आप को ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंस में दोगे, उतना ही ज्यादा आप टारगेट बनोगे फॉर ऑल दीज ऑनलाइन थिंग्स. आप अपने को फिजिकल लेकर देखिए ना. आप जयपुर शहर में हैं, चलो आप जयपुर शहर में जाते हैं, यू मूव हियर एंड देयर. व्हाई इट हैज बीन सेड दैट रात को 11 बजे 12 बजे घर आ जाओ. घर आने के बाद हमारे मेन गेट को हम लॉक क्यों करते हैं? फिर घर में एंटर करके हम अपने रूम को क्यों लॉक करते हैं? आप अपनी सारी लाइट्स क्यों बंद कर देते हो? सर्दियों में पंखा क्यों बंद रखते हो? एसी क्यों बंद रखते हो? कमरा गर्म होती हीटर क्यों ऑफ कर देते हो? वाई? क्योंकि कॉस्ट लगती है. रात को 11 बजे घर पेरेंट्स आने को क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि 12-1 बजे सेफ नहीं है बाहर. अगर आप अपने आप को 24 घंटे विजिबल दिखाओगे बाहर रोड पे, चाहे आप अकेले ही घूम रहे हो, सम डे यू विल बी पार्ट ऑफ सम अनफोर्सीन सिचुएशन. कोई आपको चाकू दिखा के कुछ लूट लेगा, वो कर लेगा. दिस इज नॉट इजी एट 5 PM, राइट? तो अंधेरे में हम क्यों बाहर नहीं निकलते हैं? दिस इज द रीजन. लेकिन हम घर बैठ के 24 घंटे डेटा अपलोड और डाउनलोड करने में इंटरेस्टेड हैं. वो डेटा भी तो किसी ऐसी जगह पे जा रहा है जहां अंधेरा हो सकता है. एंड देयर आर पीपल जो उस अंधेरे का फायदा करके दे कैन ग्रैब दैट डेटा. सो बी श्योर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डेटा. मैं ये नहीं कहता डोंट यूज सोशल नेटवर्किंग, आई माई सेल्फ यूज अ लॉट ऑफ सोशल नेटवर्किंग. लेकिन द चेंजेस दैट आई हैव मेड इज व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड यूजिंग फेसबुक. हम कहीं फ्रेंड्स पार्टी में गए और हमने 24 फोटोज क्लिक की, हम पूरी की पूरी 24 अपलोड कर दिया करते थे. अभी क्या होता है, 24 में से जो बेस्ट 1 या 2 होती है, मैं सिर्फ वही अपलोड करता हूँ. मैं हर जगह का चेक इन करता था, अभी मैंने धीरे धीरे चेक इन करने कम किए. आई एम स्टिल नॉट 100% परफेक्ट, बट आई एम डूइंग दैट. तो अगर मेरे को, एंड देन देयर आर ऑप्शंस वेयर यू कैन लॉक योर प्रोफाइल, सो ओनली योर फ्रेंड्स कैन सी दैट. आप उसको पब्लिकली ओपन मत रखिए, ठीक है? एंड फेसबुक को फेसबुक के लिए यूज करो, लिंक्डइन को लिंक्डइन के लिए यूज करो. लिंक्डइन पे अपनी फेसबुक की फोटोज डालने का कोई सेंस नहीं है. मेनी पीपल डू दैट. तो अगर एक ही जगह पे फोटोज है तो वहीं रखो ना. मतलब व्हाई गिविंग ऑप्शंस टू हैकर्स के कहीं भी चले जाओ, विपिन की फोटो तो सब जगह है, वो आराम से उठा लेंगे उस फोटो. एंड सिमिलरली अनदर थिंग, हर जो चीज आप करते हो, अभी आप कॉलेजेस में एडमिशंस लेते हो, जॉब में अप्लाई करते हो, एवरीवन विल आस्क यू योर आधार कार्ड एंड पैन कार्ड. एवरीवन, एवरी प्लेस. और हम क्या करते हैं, वील जस्ट डू अ फोटो कॉपी, या ऑनलाइन होता है हमारे पास, हम किसी को भी व्हाट्सएप कर देते हैं, ले लो ले लो ले लो, जैसे कोई फ्री में आप गिफ्ट्स बांट रहे हो. नो, दैट पर्सन एंटर्स दैट डेटा समवेयर. लेकिन उस डॉक्यूमेंट का क्या हुआ? आपने एयरटेल का कनेक्शन लेते हो, फिजिकल कागज में हम फोटो स्टेट करके वहां पे दे देते हैं. एंड देन समवन लीव्स एयरटेल एंड गो टू वोडाफोन, वो क्या करेगा, वो उन सारे डेटा को, फाइल को पूरी उठा के वहां से वहां ले गया, एंड आपके पास वोडाफोन से कॉल आने लग जाएंगे। आपको क्या, मैंने तो आपको कभी नंबर दिया ही नहीं, आपने तो नहीं दिया, बट आपका नंबर पहुंच गया उनके पास। रोज सुबह शाम आपके पास लोन के लिए फोन आता है, सर हम महिंद्रा से बोल रहे हैं, लोन ले लीजिए, सर हम बजाज फाइनेंस से ले रहे हैं, लोन ले लीजिए। भाई आपको किसने कहा मेरे को लोन की जरूरत है? हाउ डज माई डेटा रीच टू देम? और इसी डेटा के कारण ये फ्रॉड्स होते हैं, बिकॉज वो इस डेटा को यूज करके आपसे इतने कॉन्फिडेंटली बात करेंगे, सर आपका एक्सिस बैंक में अकाउंट है, आप कहोगे यस। सर आपका अकाउंट लास्ट 4 डिजिट्स ये हैं, हाँ जी बिल्कुल। सर हम पूरा इससे नहीं बताएंगे क्योंकि हमें ऑनलाइन सेफ्टी रखनी होती है। अरे उनके पास पूरा है ही नहीं, उनके पास सिर्फ लास्ट 4 ही हैं, क्योंकि ज्यादातर वेबसाइट्स पे इफ यू लॉग इन यू विल ओनली सी स्टार 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 एंड लास्ट 4 ऑफ योर डिजिट्स। तो सर हम उसको ये करने के लिए ये कर रहे हैं, अभी आपके पास एक ओटीपी आएगा जो आपका फोन नंबर 620 पे एंड हो रहा है उसके ऊपर आएगा। तो आप कहोगे यार दीज गाइज आर वेरी जेन्युइन, क्योंकि ये पूरा नंबर बोल भी नहीं रहे, और हम बड़े प्यार से जाके उस लिंक पे क्लिक कर देते हैं। ब्यूटीफुल। और इसका कोई वो नहीं है कि सिर्फ गांव वाले या जो थोड़े एजेड लोग हैं, जो थोड़े नॉन आईटी टाइप के लोग हैं, वही बेवकूफ बनते हैं। पढ़े लिखे लोग, आप अखबार में खबर पढ़ो, आईएएस ऑफिसर्स, डॉक्टर्स, engineers, they are getting duped by these simple calls. The only thing which we can save ourselves, which we can do ourselves, is have your net presence as less as possible. ठीक है, with your private data. अगर होना है, if you are professional, लिंक्डइन पे जाना ही पड़ेगा। कोई फैमिली फंक्शन करोगे तो कभी कभी फेसबुक पे आप कुछ डालोगे, कोई मना नहीं करता, क्योंकि अगर हर आदमी फेसबुक सिर्फ कनेक्ट कर ले और कुछ भी पोस्ट नहीं करे, देन व्हाट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ हैविंग फेसबुक, राइट? बट जहां नहीं जरूरत है, मतलब उसमें हमें क्यों जाना है? वाई अननेसेसरी राइट ट्वीट्स ऑन ट्विटर, जबकि हमें समझ में नहीं आता। वर्ल्ड की इकोनॉमी नीचे जा रही है, ऊपर जा रही है, इफ यू आर नॉट एन इकोनॉमिस्ट, हम सिर्फ दूसरों की पढ़ के अपनी नॉलेज करते हैं। ये जो व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी है, वी शुड बी आउट ऑफ दिस। मोदी और राहुल गांधी के डिस्कशन में उतर जाते हैं, मतलब वाई यू वांट टू डू दैट? राहुल पप्पू है, आईटी ने हमें पूरा ये पढ़ा दिया कि राहुल पप्पू है, राहुल पप्पू है, हम सब कहते हैं ये पप्पू है, ठीक है। एंड मोदी सुपर स्मार्ट, सबने कह दिया, हम भी मानते हैं कि मोदी सुपर स्मार्ट। आप अपना व्यू रखिए ना खाली, फिर हम कहते हैं नहीं 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 नहीं, ऑनलाइन कैसे हो गया, हम भी जाके 4 ट्वीट करेंगे। आप अननेसेसरी एनर्जी वेस्ट कर रहे हो, आपके ट्वीट की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, कोई नहीं पढ़ने वाला है। हर किसी को फॉलो करते हैं हम अमिताभ को फॉलो करते हैं, हम सचिन तेंदुलकर को फॉलो करते हैं, धोनी को करते हैं। अगर आप ट्विटर पे नहीं फॉलो करेंगे तो क्या आपके धोनी के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन कब हो जाएगी? ट्विटर कोई ज्ञान थोड़ी दे रहा है आपको। दीज आर जस्ट नॉर्मल थिंग्स। सो चीजें देखो, चीजें एब्जॉर्ब करो। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर योर माइंड इज द बिगेस्ट एब्जॉर्बर एंड बिगेस्ट प्रोसेसर ऑफ एनी अदर प्रोसेसर इन द वर्ल्ड। अपने माइंड की एनर्जी को इंक्रीज कीजिए। अगर दुनिया कहती है कि एवरेज जो है वो 15% है या 13% है, हम उस एवरेज को सिर्फ +1 करने की कोशिश कर लो अपनी पूरी लाइफ में। 13 को 14% यूज करके देख लो, यू विल बी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट माइंड पर्सन इन द होल वर्ल्ड हो जाओगे आप, है ना। उन चीजों पे राय देना बंद कीजिए। अब यूएस में बाइडेन कैसे सरकार चला रहा है और पुतिन क्या कर रहा है, आई एम नॉट हैप्पी विद पुतिन। अरे हाउ डज इट मैटर? पुतिन को आपके फीडबैक से क्या फर्क पड़ना है, राइट? यूरोपियन एनर्जी, अरे पुतिन ने सारा बिगाड़ दिया। अरे वो यूरोप जाने और पुतिन जाने यार, कम ऑन। आप अपना देखो, हाउ यू कैन मेक योर प्लेस अ बेटर प्लेस। आप अपने आसपास के शहर को देखो, आप अपने एरिया को देखो, आप टेक्निकल एडवांसमेंट्स की बात करो, लर्न न्यू थिंग्स, कीप योर सेल्फ सेफ। मेक इन इंडिया चल रहा है सब जगह, सो व्हाई नॉट थिंक ऑफ अ गुड बिजनेस आइडिया, डेवलप अ गुड टेक्नोलॉजी, डेवलप अ गुड सॉफ्टवेयर, डेवलप गुड मार्केटिंग स्किल्स, अपने कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स स्ट्रॉन्ग कीजिए, राइट? आज मैं ये वेबिनार ले रहा हूँ, यू बिकम वन ऑफ द पीपल जिनको परीक्षित कुछ टाइम बाद इनवाइट करें कि आज ये हमारे यहाँ पे वेबिनार लेंगे। व्हाई इट्स ऑलवेज मी, व्हाई यू कांट? सो देयर आर सो मेनी कंस्ट्रक्टिव थिंग्स टू डू इन द वर्ल्ड। जो वो डिस्ट्रक्टिव है वो करने दो ना, डिस्ट्रक्टिव को। हैकर्स बैठे हैं बहुत सारे, वी कांट बी अ हैकर, हमारा माइंडसेट वो नहीं है, बट देन वी हैव टू कीप आवरसेल्फ सेफ फ्रॉम दोज हैकर्स। तो हम फाइटर्स नहीं है, लेकिन इतनी फाइट एबिलिटीज तो डेवलप करें कि अगर कोई हमसे फाइट करे तो हम हार के ना आ जाए। तो हैकर्स को जो करना है करने दीजिए, यू डेवलप योर ओन सेफ्टी, सेफ्टी ऑफ योर हाउस, सेफ्टी ऑफ योर थिंग्स, सेफ्टी ऑफ योर डेटा। यूज द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस, जैसा मैंने कहा कि अपने ब्रॉडबैंड को रात को बंद कर दीजिए। मेक श्योर योर एवरीथिंग इज पासवर्ड प्रोटेक्टेड, है ना। हर पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म पे आपकी फाइल नहीं होनी चाहिए। आप अपने फिजिकल डॉक्यूमेंट्स को कैसे लॉकर में रखते हैं, तो व्हाई कांट यू कीप ऑल दीज ई डॉक्यूमेंट्स और हर चीज को ई डॉक्यूमेंट करना क्यों है? हम क्या जस्ट सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करने के लिए दुनिया भर के ई डॉक्यूमेंट्स बना लेते हैं। अब वो एम परिवहन करके ऐप आई कि आपका उसमें लाइसेंस, आपका ये आरसी, आपके गाड़ी के डॉक्यूमेंट, सब कुछ जो है वो ई फॉर्म के अंदर उसमें हो जाएंगे। एंड वेर एवर यू गो, अगर पुलिस रोक लेगी तो आप जस्ट वो दिखा दीजिए, आपका उसी से काम हो जाएगा। राइट, दैट इज देयर। और इसी तरह से वो जो कौन सी वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे हमारे सारे सर्टिफिकेट्स हम ई फॉर्म में रख देते हैं आजकल, नाम भूल रहा हूँ मैं उसका, एनीवन रिमेंबर्स दैट? हाँ, डिजी लॉकर, राइट। सो इट इज देयर। बट डू यू रियली नीड कि आपको अपने सब सर्टिफिकेट्स डिजिटल फॉर्म में डिजी लॉकर में रखने हैं? अगर नहीं जरूरत है तो डोंट पुट इट। अल्टीमेटली इट्स एन ई प्लेस, राइट? समवन कैन हैक इट। हम जस्ट खुश होने के लिए कि मेरे सारी मार्कशीट्स, मेरा आधार, मेरा पैन, सब कुछ वहां पर है। सो इफ इट इज नीडेड, यूज इट, टेक्नोलॉजी इज फॉर यू। बट इफ इट इज नॉट नीडेड, just stop.
That's
Thank you,
very valuable information. I think I've been guilty of, being all the platforms, and I think it's uh, a call for me to limit my online presence. And I think that's the end of Q&A session. You can contact our team or visit our website if you have any questions. Thank you, sir, for making this webinar on IoT super successful. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. Your insights and information will help us to gain a better understanding of the topic. Your zest and knowledge made the webinar truly memorable. Finally, thank you to all our participants for joining us. Thank
Yes.
you, sir, for your time. Thank you.
Thanks everyone. These hearing me patiently, and then of course all your interesting questions. So where I can add more real life examples. As I said, I'm generally available on LinkedIn. So people who are already following me, that's great. We can have more communication there. And if you want to still continue following me, please do that. Drop me a message if you have any queries about IoT, or if you want to see any videos that I have presented on various European stages. You will get more information from there, and hope to see you again someday.